If we don't fight back, these warships will just be sitting ducks. They're turning their guns on us. Doesn't matter if it's our ships or theirs. You fire every last bit of ammo you have before you get sunk in a massive explosion. The cannons roar. So many shots it's just a blur. Large and small flashes of yellow light rain down. The sea beasts below have had their heads blown off. Seems like it's not entirely useless after all. However, with the sheer number of beasts they have, their ferocity hasn't diminished at all. The number of beasts driven back by gunfire is minimal, because the barrage of fire is concentrated on one side, where there's less return fire. They see the sea beasts surging onto the deck. The warriors immediately run towards them to face the beasts. They shout to hold them back, quickly. There are no weapons on this side. They use their strength to resist each wave of attacks. The warriors fight alongside the strange beasts amidst the barrage of fire. The sky is filled with dust, and the air is thick with battle. Everyone risks their lives, either to sink the warship, or to keep it afloat. The cries of "kill" echo in the sky, but the number of sea beasts they see in front of them is just a small fraction of the total. Beneath the dark surface of the sea, fiery red eyes rise one by one, menacingly. They seem to have been arranged beforehand, and they attack in waves. A warrior. When another wave appears, filled with a variety of ridiculous colors and shapes, they stare right at them, menacingly. The warrior's silhouette is completely black, tiny and lost amidst the sea beast's encirclement. From every angle they turn. Sharp teeth are bared, ready to strike, waiting to snatch him. Even if it was one of the 10 great heroes, it would be difficult to handle this encirclement alone. 45001, 13866 to 001, 16033. The human side suddenly finds themselves in a tight spot. Looking out from the command room, the tension is palpable. The urgent reports come through, but there is no response. On the right flank, another large group of sea beasts appears. The military cannons are aimed directly at them. They fire a barrage to stop their advance. They fire back instantly, wherever they see the beasts charging. However, these sea beasts, they move like snakes, contorting their bodies, making it easy to dodge. The ones that don't dodge get hit by the barrage of fire aimed at them, even though the humans are hitting their targets. It takes a lot of ammunition to inflict significant casualties on the beasts. Furthermore, the higher-level sea beasts just need to open their mouths and unleash a burst of spiritual energy. And it has an extremely terrifying effect. Wherever it goes, it causes devastating explosions. The first things they target are the cannons aimed at them. The very cannons that are pointed at them. Just one attack severely damaged the weapon's bay. Thick plumes of smoke rise. The frantic reports are buzzing in their ears. The left flank is heavily damaged. Ammunition is depleted. Before they can finish, another report comes in. The hull is flooding at this rate, it will sink. Even if it's a machine, it doesn't have the ability to regenerate, or to charge forward in waves like the sea beasts that can reproduce. The human defenders within the warships have lost much of their fighting capability. Countless are injured, but there are still those who command their subordinates to quickly check the condition of the propulsion system. As soon as he heard the report that they could switch to the backup power source and still function, the captain immediately gave the order. Even if we have to be buried under the sea, we can't let them escape. We've lost our ammo. The only thing we can use to fight back against the sea beasts is the ship we're commanding. Full speed ahead, ram them. Before the captain could finish his words, the warship had already launched at full speed towards the sea beasts. Having just released that burst of spiritual energy, it met the ship head-on, a suicidal collision. A kamikaze, taking both the enemy and themselves down. A column of fire and yellow light erupts, engulfing the sky in a massive black inferno. None of the humans on that ship survived, and the strange beast was also instantly vaporized. Wu-Er looked on, speechless, his heart heavy. The humans on the Lower Alliance went to such lengths for a kamikaze attack. Why? The Lower Alliance had already faced countless losses during the rise of the beastly forces. Every year, they hear news of their misfortunes. Yet they never lose heart. Even if it means sacrificing themselves, they have to take out one beast. But Wu-Er should be worrying about himself, rather than the independent warrior. From his perspective, there are always vicious beasts lurking, targeting Wu-Er, waiting to take him down. This warrior's fighting strength surpasses that of ordinary humans. And these sea beasts aren't stupid. He's ready to give it his all. But he's constantly worried. They keep appearing like this. There's no way they can kill them all. Who knows how many more waves of sea beasts are waiting below to rise up. The human's ammunition is dwindling by the day. Wu is losing the advantage and the support he needs. At this rate, the warship's ammunition will eventually run out. The sound of the beasts charging is fast and furious. But he knows all too well. We'll be wiped out here. The group of warriors who were just protecting the deck are now caught in the jaws of the sea beasts in all sorts of positions. Having killed one, the beasts don't stop, they keep charging forward, ignoring the relentless barrage of fire. Each one appears to have entered a frenzy. Under the command of higher-level warriors, the human side has a slight advantage compared to other areas, but the situation is still extremely tense. There's Lin Zi, one of the 10 great heroes, and there's Aishaya with her talent for finding weaknesses, but they've only managed to reduce the number of beasts surrounding them. Lin Zi is defending, while gritting her teeth and cursing bitterly. Damn it, these sea beasts keep appearing like this, I can't hold out forever. Just as she finished speaking, a huge beast charges towards her, directly at Lin Zi. She can't react in time. She's caught off guard. She froze, completely stunned, on the verge of death. But then, the sea beast's head was caught in the jaws of a 6-headed green serpent. The beast thrashed about, letting out a pained roar, trying to wriggle free. It turned to bite the serpent, but it couldn't break free. It was being executed before Lin Zi's horrified eyes. She saw the beast that was about to kill her being devoured so savagely. The sound of fangs piercing flesh reached her ears. The most chilling thing about the green serpent was, it didn't have just one head. There were 5 heads, all the same size. With a creature like that, even one of the 10 great beasts would be done in a flash. Looking at the massive creature, Lin Zi was awestruck. She realized that it was the 5-headed giant serpent. She'd heard of it before, but she'd never seen it in person. The sea around the human warship had already become violently turbulent. Now, they see a massive wave of water rising. However, the way they appear doesn't seem as ferocious as the previous wave. Hidden among the beasts of various sizes is a 5-horned killer whale, unmistakable. It's impossible to mistake it. That's Jing Luo of the mist-shrouded mountain. It leads many strange sea creatures. Seems they've finished their master's task and arrived in time as reinforcements before humanity was wiped out. However, they don't recognize Wu. They just assume it's another wave of sea beasts attacking. They look around frantically and shout warnings. It's not good, they're right behind us. The fleet is surprised, but the 6 5-headed serpents join Jing Luo's force. They charge forward together, following Jing Luo's command. Take out the sea beasts in front of you. In front of the fleet. In addition to the countless sea beasts, there are also the 7 sea kings from the deep sea. They're facing off against high-level warriors. The man in white is now covered in grime. Whenever something changes in the battle, he turns his head to watch eagerly. But this time, he's right. Why? He senses the beast's aura emanating from the killer whale. It feels familiar. Could it be that beast from the mist-shrouded mountain? He's right to wonder. The sages haven't heard anything about the mist, or about forces from the deep sea. The mist-shrouded mountain is tucked away in the northern wilderness. But there are sea beasts there? As he's pondering this, the Sea King opens its mouth, and with its clicking limbs, charges forward. Luckily, something from behind fires back, cutting off one of its claws, saving the man in white. He's still shaken. After that near-death experience, he hears a voice, clear and distinct, echoing through the air. Don't give up, humanity. A giant warrior is emitting a powerful, golden aura. But I haven't had time to mention him. The moment he appears, it's hard to contain the surprise on his face. The one who just arrived. He knows, and knowing is why he's shocked. It's Lei of the Western Wilderness. He belongs to the autonomous zone. He doesn't play with the eye. This time, he's on the side of humanity. And more importantly, he's on the side of the mist-shrouded mountain. His dark body is wrapped in a white robe. He looks serious. Considering his staff, he promised to serve Wu Ziyu. Of course he'd be here. It's not over yet. His gaze is steady, not wavering in the slightest. He quickly takes in the situation. He doesn't know if he brought anyone from the Western Wilderness with him. He doesn't know if he intends to charge into battle himself. Before his astonishment can subside, a giant wave crashes onto the beach. Two giant mammoths, brought in from the Iron World. They have a shimmering shell that looks like ice. But it's actually the purest metal. They're much larger than a warship. And they always fight in pairs. As soon as they appear, a powerful, long blast of energy. One of them swings its arm forward. It unleashes a blast of icy energy. It forms into giant, sharp pillars, blocking the sea beasts on that side from reaching the humans. Parts of the barrier quickly flatten, making it passable. Then, from a strange-looking beast, a giant insect, hovering on the mammoth's shoulder, comes a voice, slightly sour. It tells humanity that it's not here to help. It's better for humanity to have land on their side. That's its intention when it releases the ice barrier. And it's true, because with it, the warriors can move freely into a wider area, farther than before. Many bald men, leading the 10 great heroes. A squad of about 10 warriors charge forward. They immediately seize the opportunity to make the most of the time. Even though they don't know what's happening, this is the best thing that could happen. They're not being swarmed by powerful beasts, and it gives them a chance to show their abilities. If they don't charge forward, it's a disgrace. From the sky, a column of spiritual energy and fire crashes down on the head of a sea monster. It's like an eel smashing its head against the ground, causing it to shatter. That booming sound was made by Xiaoling. She and her shadow council have just landed on the nearby ground. They opened the battle with a powerful move. With one attack, she killed a sea beast effortlessly. The 10-spice pot she's been raising all this time has finally entered the battle. The oldest one, but it still looks just as immature as the others. It charges forward joyfully, with a grin on its face. It even shouts, encouraging everyone to kill. So, the human side has new recruits, full of fighting spirit. They don't fear anything. They rush towards the sea beasts, who have just launched another attack. Wait for me, guys. A loud screech echoes from the sky. It comes from a brilliant yellow bird. It looks completely different. Even Ching Chang doesn't know where this bird came from. It spreads its long, beautiful wings. Its wings sweep across the sky, blocking the sunlight overhead. This half-yellow, half-red thing can only be a phoenix. Speaking of, it just arrived and already opened its beak, gathering a sphere of spiritual energy. It's small, like a ball. But despite its cute size, that sphere slammed down, with a massive blast of fire. Like hellfire raining down on the sea beasts. The woman nearby almost turned to ash, but she was quick to move back, along with her companions, leaving the dark sea beasts to roar in despair. She and the red ants looked up in surprise. Just by seeing the phoenix's attack, they knew. But they still had to ask, it came to help us? We haven't heard any news from Wu Ziyu. For a long time we didn't know. He was associating with the phoenix. Thanks to Jing Luo and his companions, the human side has significantly increased in size. Facing the sea beast king, their fighting spirit is no less. And they quickly bring the situation to a balance. Instead of being pushed back like before, only the humans, with the help of Jing Luo's group, are pushed back to the lower-level sea beasts. But with so many of them, it's a better match for their strength. Their morale has been boosted, the darkness sees it all. But it's not worried. Both sides roar and charge at each other. They fight to defend their ideals. It just finds it ridiculous. The creatures on this planet are stupid. Even knowing they can't change everything. As long as the end hasn't arrived, they won't give up. Wu Ziyu is tired of its meaningless song. He no longer held back, but roared at the darkness. Do you understand? He shouted straight into the damn guy's face. You keep on despising the will to live. Don't you understand? Any creature facing death will never give up fighting. We haven't given up. Darkness doesn't like being resisted either. It roared in anger. Then I will kill you first. Then I will kill each and every one of them. For it, the outcome is predetermined. Is your victory. If you are stupid, you still accept ignorance. It will be devastating, let you understand. Does not correspond to Lao language. A nearby explosion caused both returns. There's something right here. In a layer of dust are 3 bodies with different sizes. The one in the middle, at a glance, he recognized them as the elephant family. The light from its forehead flickered, making Ngu2Du realize that this is no stranger. However, he was extremely surprised. The gods have arrived. Bok Nok had once spoken of its territory, but never actually mentioned those who reside above it. Only now did Ngu2Du get to see with his own eyes the gods in their superior position, where the immense stone pillars pierce the clouds. finally revealed themselves.